right, welcome back. Let's just get to the second conversation. Well, the coalition of northern groups, that's the CNG, has strongly criticized federal lawmakers, particularly those from the north, for backing the call to release Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. CNG described the call as treacherous, saying the lawmakers joining such a move were unpatriotic. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu officially signed into law the bill establishing the Southeast and Northwest Development Commissions. Well, the commission will receive funds to execute projects in the geopolitical zone. The Southeast Development Commission will focus on the reconstruction and rehabilitation of infrastructure, addressing ecological problems, and of course, tackling other developmental challenges in the southeastern states. Well, interestingly, still with us right here in the studio are Dr. Ganiu Oluwashola and Mr. Sheson Okwade. Virtually joining us as well is Mr. Chris Paul Etaibe to make sense of this conversation. Now, I'm going to come to you, Mr. Sheson. At this point, what do you think might be the reason for this level of motivation for this coalition of northern groups to criticize the federal lawmakers for even trying to chime into what a lot of persons have been talking about, the release of Nnamdi Kanu?
You see, the question we asked again is that, is Nnamdi Kanu not a Nigerian? The lawmakers, are they not representing Nigeria? Until when we start decentralizing this idea of saying northern, eastern region, and we see ourselves as one, a lot of people have gone through this route and they've received like favor, you know, what I would call favor. What exactly is the offense of this man that the courts have, one way or the other, asked for his release on bail and we refused to? Why do we flout them? They are lawmakers, and I'm sure they have read within the letters to say this that we are doing is against the law, and as lawmakers, we must stand up. It's not sensational. It's not something you have to win people's emotion. It's just about the law. And for me, with the CNG coming to say that their representatives are actually against what it's like there is a game plan from the last administration to actually make this man just to be incarcerated or put in that particular position till thy kingdom come. If indeed somebody has committed an offense, try him and do the last. Let's obey the court judgment on that particular thing. If it's to be jailing, this idea of trial today, trial tomorrow, keep him tomorrow, let's actually know what the problem is. And I think the part that the lawmakers are taking is that this is what the law says, this is what the court has actually agreed on. Let's support what is ideal. And that's the major problem we have. We win sentiment to ourselves, calling to say they're supporting it. If it is their people, that means the Easterners should close their eyes to it, or the Southwest should close their eyes to it.
It's quite interesting you just mentioned sentiments, and then questions are asked recently. Dr. Ganiu, at this point, the Southeast Development Commission that was signed into law by the president, some quarters have come to say this is some level of compensation for the Southeasterners at this point to keep quiet on the matter of Nnamdi Kanu. Do you share this sentiment as well?
Well, why would they keep quiet? You know, when you talk about CNG on the light, I thought it's compressed.
Oh yeah,
natural gas.
They're very cool that they've come where want to really. So on a lighter note, the thing is that let's come back to we brought in the new national anthem to be able to bring us together. We said Nigeria we hail thee, and we talk about our brotherhood. Brotherhood not by tribe, not by color, not by thing. So we should be able to implement. We say what divides us, what causes a lot of this because of our national anthem. And the national anthem has come to mend the gap. So if the people from the Southwest now keep quiet, so it shows it's totally unjust. So if people from the North have the courage to now say that, oh, this guy is our brother, talking about brotherhood in a new national anthem. This is our brother. What is good for the geese is good for the ganders. right? We've done it for some of us there. We've done it for this guy from this side now, Igbo. And so we can also let him go. He's in Nigeria. We should not hold him, even honestly, truth be told. When this government is coming in, I'm one of the person that says that, oh, I know that this government likes rule of law, and he has democratic, is democratically inclined, that he might likely release him as early as possible, right? But I'm still surprised that the man is still out there. Let there be an understanding. Let there be an undertaking. Even if you have to seize his passport and every other thing, let the man be given a freedom. And so what happened? There was a time he came and says that, oh, the Buhara that is happening in the southeast is not part of it. And he said, oh, when I'm being released, let's give him a benefit of doubt. And let's also see that those angles enjoy some kind of peace. I think I am of the opinion that the man has overstayed. So a judge has come and said that release him. Another one said, hold him. Let us allow the man to go. Let us drop the charges and let us allow him to sign undertaking. That once you do something much more grievous than this, they will pick you. They will know that this is an undertaking. Since he's still in Nigeria, he's living in Nigeria, then let's allow him to go.
Talking about undertaking now, bring it to you, Mr. Chris Paul Otaigbe. In Nigeria, some time ago, we have a man called Badejo who actually happens to be the president of Miyetti Allah. This the government held him for importation of firearms to empower the Fulani herders. They said that was for them to be able to prevent the cattle rustlers. But he has a case, and he was actually previously denied bail. But before we know what is happening, he was discharged. And then we also have other people in Nigeria who actually were found to be terrorists. But this president or administration, or even the previous one, even granted them freedom, reintegrating them back into the society. In Borno State, for example, they have 8 notion of them now amounting to 560 people that they will de-radicalize, rehabilitate, and send back into the society. These are the things some people have actually watched to say that this administration is doing selective rule when it gets to rule of law. Do you also share that idea, given the fact that Nnamdi Kanu have not even been tried? His sentence actually will not even know anything about it up until today.
All right, we can't hear you. You might have to unmute your microphone.
Can you hear me better now?
Oh,
Can you
yes.
hear me better now?
Yes. Go ahead.
First of all, I'm not a fan of Nnamdi Kanu. I just think that the government or whatever, they are just giving the guy unnecessary attention. But having said that, his rights as citizens still remain intact. The court has, granted him bail and all of that. The federal government, as we know, has refused the bail. So what are they doing now? They are using him like a kite, a kite, trying to dangle it, when under pressure. This one they are bringing up Kanu issue is all part of trying to dampen morale, divide morale, disrupt morale, with an ultimate aim, pushing down, diminishing the intensity, the gravity of this protest. That's all what this is all about. What we are discussing now, we are just chasing shadows. Look at the coalition of northern group, where your lawmakers who are the ones in authority and in power. They may fit both as politicians, as members of the legislature, and in the spirit of the new anthem that somebody just said now, to extend that brotherhood to this guy, release him. Now, some group, I can tell you, those groups, maybe they were formed yesterday just for the purpose of this, some government agency to go and come and rail against their own lawmakers. It's all planned, it's all drama, it's all scripts. We should just know this and know this. All these are just stage management. This is his craft. We're seeing politics of deceit at play. If federal government wants to release Kanu today, they will release him. That's not a problem. A government that a whole Supreme Court will approve a scam election will meet and just, look, anything can happen in this country. I'm just telling you that, please don't follow them to chase these shadows. If they want to release Kanu today, we'll release him. All this is just towards playing down this August protest.
All right.
And I can tell you, by God's grace, they have failed.
Okay. Mr. Sheson, earlier we were looking at the new bill that the president signed. Some people have come up to say that it is a long overdue bill that he would have signed, given the fact that the 3 big R's that, was issued, or rather that was made known to Nigeria, I'm talking about rehabilitation, reconstruction, and reconciliation, which was ruled out for reconciliation of the Southeasterners after the war. But no one actually looked at it. Why are we looking at it this time? Some said this is a political way for the 2027 election to actually, give room for the Southeasterners to participate.
Yeah, well, I won't see it from that perspective. There is a way for them to participate. But I'll look at several commissions that have been set up. What impact have they been able to make in the regions where they are created? That's actually my worries. Each time I hear about some of these things comes up, I look at it. Look at NDDC. What contribution has they made to the Niger Delta, where they have the commission? Look at the Northeast Commission. Has that resolved the problem of the insecurity and some other things, development? Money are pumped into this commission without desired result that is expected. And I see it as another pipeline of diverting funds. That's what I would say. Because there are other structures that are there that can make things work without even setting up all these commissions. You see, you set up so much agencies when you are supposed to streamline them. By the time you create this, you say that will give attention for them to have those things. Where are other structures? In the year 70s, while our fathers, while some of us were growing up, were these commissions there when we were benefiting from some of those things? Why do we like just every day we'll be opening up things, opening up? Do you know the number of ministries we have created when we say we should consolidate? Do you know the number of agencies we have created when we should be consolidating? It becomes a pipeline for people. So for me, I don't believe in some of these commissions. Reason being that those that were actually created before now, look at the guy that came to add the drama for NDDC when he was being questioned, by the National Assembly, that he had to collapse. And after then, what becomes of it? When you have taken so much money, you can act drama. And that's why for me, whether the Southeast Commission, the Southwest Commission, whatever commission you want to give to it, is another avenue, because the ones that were created before now has never added any value, and I mean it, any value that is desired of the reason for their creation. Otherwise, if those things are adding value that is expected, we will not be facing the problem we are facing currently. So when these commissions are actually created, it's just like an avenue to say, oh boy, you are the one disturbing us, Abi. Go and head that commission. After you've eaten your own, at least you won't talk again, and everybody will keep quiet. Government should do what do we have the state government doing? What do we have the local government doing? These are people that by constitution are actually set up. This commission, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not reading any meaning to it, because before now, those were actually created have not created the desired result for their reason of existence, and we should critically look into it. Rather than creating more rooms, we should work with those few things that we have and hold our leaders accountable to them.
All right, then, Doctor, staying with the creation of these commissions now, we are creating the commission in a place where insecurity is ravaging. Don't you think insecurity should have been dealt with first, before especially the issue of ESN, IPOB, and the rest being dealt with first before the creation of what is supposed to bring development to areas like the Southeast?
The question I'm asking again is that what happened to Onosaya reports? Our president, our leader came up and said that, implement these reports, merge the agency. In the midst of merging the agency, a lot of agencies have been created.
That's another question that we need to go into. If this government is saying we would cut down on governance and then continually do the opposite, can't Nigerians at this point start asking questions? And of course, holding these leaders accountable for every single
I'm
word.
laughing at you. We ask question. How many answers have they given us?
So the question also, you see that the essence why we are bringing them to listen to us is through peaceful protest. Maybe you have been too busy. You are in US today. You are in California tomorrow. You are in Papua Guinea tomorrow. So maybe with this protest, you will be able to see me and say, let's talk. This is what is happening. So you understand. The question is just like we have a report. Is it some people that the government, the president has told them that implement the report, and they've given him a report that this report has been implemented? Maybe he wasn't even aware, because you know that he gives he is the chief. They call him that is the chief, or is the president is commander in chief. He just make a decree and he goes to bed in an understanding that it has been implemented. Maybe he has an understanding that this Orasoria report has been implemented, right?
Would that also go in line with the fact that Aline Dume did mention that the president is shielded by some persons and not making him hear the people? Would that be something close to that?
The truth be told is that there are tendency for that. Even our current president said it when he was appointed. He said there was a time he got to Aso Rock and the former president will keep him on the waiting room for so long. So when he's about to, and he said, so it's my turn, I'm going to keep you standing. Do you get it? So there are tendency for, remember when we have the secretary to the government that passed away then, it was said that he's the one that is ruling the country, he shielded the president. There are tendency for that to happen. So it's not left for the president to not say that, don't shield me so much, let me have a feeler of what is happening, right? These are people in government. They know what is happening. So they can come up and say that this is what is happening. Can we do something different so that we can have the president to have a listening ear to us?
All right, as we coast home, Mr. Priest, at this point, Nigerians have been asking several questions, and of course, it's looking more like the answers of those questions are not coming. Giving us your final thoughts, do you think that the new law being passed by the National Assembly, that's the local government autonomy, would in one way give some level of development to the local governments and even the states, particularly in Nigeria?
Let me also say, well, in everything good you have bad, in every bad you have good. That local government autonomy thing is spot on, and it's a good thing. Naturally, logically, it should enhance or in fact accelerate their developments at the grassroots level. If it's allowed to be implemented according to the spirit and letter of that act. But then, the Nigerian thing and this government, everything it does is to its own whims and caprices. So we have to, I always tell you here, let's look at the back end, not what they are just telling us. What they are not telling us is what I'm listening to. Those local governments were set up, nice act among whatever it is, I won't say. But just to say that, all that too is a ploy. It's a ploy to either downplay the powers of the governor, which is okay, but it's all towards their own interests. So it's a good thing on one hand, but the reality of it and the objective behind it is not really in favor of what we're looking at.
Okay.
So that is it. Back to quickly on the Southwest Commission, or
Northwest and Southeast Commission.
Yes, my brother said it, nailed it when he said, NDDC, what has it done? Has it reduced any problem, stress in the Niger Delta? No. All are just institutions for the boys. They are compensation now. Or whatever for people to shut up. Look at, I just drew your attention to it now. I said in the body of that press release they released, they said, money has been released though. So that those people people are going to start jostling within the axis of those areas, Southeast people and then Northwest people.
All right,
let
then.
me fight so that let me
All
make
right,
a good
then.
point right now.
We must
so that
say-
the government can put me in that position.
We are absolutely out of time. Mr. Paul, Chris Paul Otaigbe, we thank you very much for your time and your thoughts on the program.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
All right, big thanks also to our studio guest, Mr. Sheson Kwade. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
for your thoughts. And also Dr. Gani Oluwashola, we appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. But I want to say something.
All right.
It's on the headline that some people cannot feed their eating grasses when they are not animal. So these are things that the government should see. We should not be so much locked out in our own comfort zone. We should look into the masses and see what Nigeria. If they say that they can eat, they now resolve being eating grasses for survival. That is, and it's
Dehumanizing.
dehumanization environment. So our government should, even the palliative they are sharing does not even get to the roots, to the people that need it. So the government should listen, see what is happening, so that they can come to the rescue of an average Nigerian.
And I just want to appeal that what my friend is saying, let me play the government boys now.
Okay.
You are over-exaggerating some of these things. I don't think those things are actually happening. That is what you hear from one of the SA.
Or it's the opposition. It's the opposition.
Or the opposition that is actually doing it. But go out. As at this morning, I know what has gone out of my coffers of family begging, even to get drugs, simple drugs for their people. Government need to be sensitive.
Times are hard indeed. Oh well. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming on the program. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll get into other aspects of the show, business, entertainment, and sports coming up shortly.